We'll go Eagles Niners.
We're going to Philly.
All right, first reaction straight down the line. Who's winning? I'm going Eagles.
Yeah, I got to go Eagles.
Give me the Niners.
I'll go Niners with Dobbs.
Oh, Hunter?
I knew it.
Sirianni's cooking.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to say, because we were just talking about it right before the show, like, I don't know how they can come out flat. Like, seriously, dreams and nightmares is going to be pumping through that stadium.
Holy shit.
If
I guarantee you Meek Mill's walking them out,
if
too.
Meek Mill
God.
if Meek Mill is walking them out singing that song, it is over. I don't care what anyone says.
I wasn't thinking about
we
that.
had this once.
Dog,
the Niners have
bro.
prepared. They know they know what's coming.
No,
I want to
bro.
hear this. They are pissed off. They want to
Meek
get
Mill
back.
is 100% walking
Oh,
out. to
no
Dreams
doubt.
and Nightmares.
That's a crazy start. And the game hasn't even started and they already have an advantage.
That's a crazy scene, bro. There's gonna be a video of it somewhere after. Oh my god, that's. How do you feel if you're the Niners walking into that? Like, yo, these guys got juice ready. We haven't even played a damn.
That
snap.
shit gave me juice. I want to kick their ass for that.
Oh, I don't know if
They need
that,
me in the locker room.
I'm kind of hyped up right now, to be honest.
Yeah,
I would hope they bring Meek Mill
that's
out.
gonna be sick.
They
I
want to
have
kick
a-
their ass even more.
Oh, dog,
God
stop.
damn.
I got a quick
This would
question
juice
though.
me up if I was Fred Warner.
Would you rather play as an opponent?
sounds
Would you
so
rather play in
crazy.
the Link or would you rather play at Arrowhead?
As an opponent.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Personally, I'd rather play in Kansas City.
I
feel like-
KC, I think for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Bro,
KC.
Philly fans are unmatched. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Philly
Yeah.
fans are
Shout out
chirping you
Roro,
right when
too.
you get off the bus.
Bro,
Dude, instantly, bro.
You're getting
They,
beer
Yeah.
cans thrown off you.
The KC
right when
Stadium
you
is
get off the
louder,
bus.
but
Yeah.
exactly,
Like,
what you
it's
gotta
a fear
deal with.
factor.
like they're nasty.
It's the whole time. It's the whole trip. It's not just the 3 hours there. It's the weekend you're there. You gotta
Yep.
be worried.
You're staying in the hotel and you're like, I'm worried.
guys, doesn't Ferraro go to like every single Eagles game that's at home?
Does he?
I saw him
I
at the
don't
last
know.
big one. Shout out Raro.
He was at the
He was
last. I
cheesing.
promise you he's going to be at this next one too.
Dude,
Sure.
the tickets for
He's got
that,
that.
the prices for those tickets, insane.
I'm sure.
I saw Dan Orlovsky's tweet and like it was just like literally you could touch God, like sitting up that high, bro. $900.
I'm sure.
I was like,
Yeah, I'm not even surprised.
That's
but that is
I mean, I'm not surprised, but like, damn, that's crazy. That's a lot.
nowadays, I thought it could have been upwards of like $1,000. Honestly, I feel like nowadays 900
Oh, yeah.
for the conference shit may be a bargain.
Yeah,
Still, it's way too much money though. Don't get me wrong.
Could you imagine paying $900 to sit all the way up there in the cold and like your team just shits the bed?
Oh,
That's
I'd
what's
be
gonna
so
happen.
mad, bro.
Like a fucking Broncos fan against
You
Seattle
mean
in
like-
the Super Bowl,
Oh.
and you're just sitting there and watching your team get destroyed.
Stop.
You
Okay.
bought
No, I actually-
thousands of dollars
we
worth
were-
of
Can we
tickets.
discuss this for a second? Because I've
We
thought
were
about
in the
this a
wild
lot.
card game, but we did experience that.
That's true.
Where do you? But when it's the
We were paying
conference
tickets,
chip
though.
or the
Okay, true.
You're spending your own money on those tickets, and then you're watching that. No,
don't get it twisted. I was still shitty as hell.
I'm still
Yeah.
really mad.
That's
I was-
true, that's
But
true.
where do you seriously no? Where do you like? Especially when you expect to win, there's a huge difference. Like I mean, respectfully, you know what I
true.
mean. It's like that was even if y'all won that round, it's kind of like how far are we going to go? It's like when you're a
We were
team
coming-
that's
oh,
won
we were
those
going to
games,
New Orleans and we were
like the
winning.
We're
Broncos,
going
and
to
it's
Super
like what's
Bowl.
happening? Like where do you go from there that night? Just a little side note, but it's like you know what I mean. I've thought about this before. It's like that's a really just like
What?
depressing event.
oh, to
like
sleep.
you traveled out to see them. They
No, I'm not. I
completely
can't
shit the
sleep
bed
after
in a
that.
big. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be able to go to sleep. Then you got to go back to the airport. Like that's just a shitty event because when you
Dog.
really put the pieces together, that is like like the
Dog.
shittiest event.
I-
They can happen to sports related.
I'm just going back to the wild card round that we were at. I would probably say that's the closest I was into tears, like with the sporting event, bro. I was
Did
sick.
you guys play the Saints that year?
No,
No,
the
those are your
Eagles.
It was the
The
Eagles.
double doink.
Oh no,
The double doink
dog.
one. We were all at the game,
Yeah.
and we were pretty high up.
The close-
so that's
Okay,
what made
so
me
that
think
makes
of it.
this a little bit
No,
more.
we weren't that
You
high.
guys actually had a chance to go
We're
far that year. No, I take back my
We
statement.
were pretty high up.
300? 300 is not too high.
No, I thought it was
It's like
good. I
100,
don't know.
200.
But
We're like the first row of like the second.
closest I was to tears from a sporting
Oh,
event.
we were a little bit
Definitely,
higher.
that
Guys,
was.
we were like 5 rows away from being like the last row in the stadium.
I don't think so. I think you're
We
tripping.
have a very
no,
different
we might
recollection
have
of
been
this.
like 2 rows.
I think you're
away from-
tripping. think
I
you're
honestly don't know what had me sicker, the double doink or the Derrick Rose injury.
tripping. Ooh, that's a good one.
D Rose,
Chicago.
Even if I wasn't
which
a Bears
one?
fan,
The
it's
Miami
gotta
one?
be.
In the playoffs against
versus
Miami?
the Sixers when he tore his ACL.
First round?
In the playoff, wasn't it against Miami?
No, Sixers.
With a minute
I remember
left.
exactly where I was.
My whole
Yeah,
family
same.
literally was distraught. Like we were eating burgers. I still remember eating burgers. We all just like we're done. We were like, wow.
Close
Like,
to tears
the
with that
run.
one,
Like,
too,
we all
for
knew
real.
it too, and it was such a
For real.
heartbreaking moment.
Just
bro.
a circle of pain for Chicago.
But
We
we'll
love
get,
you. We love you, D Rose. We never forgot. We love you, D Rose.
we'll get back to the game.
I was watching
but
D Rose highlights the other day, and bro, it was damn near motivational, inspirational, and it wasn't even Bulls highlights. I went back and watched his 50-point game on the T-Wolves.
cried when he
cool.
did the post game interview.
So
I
Rose
can't
Yes,
crazy.
lie.
no cap. I actually did. No cap. D
Shout
Rose is a
out,
legend.
shout out Rose. All right, since Dylan cut me off the first time, we'll go back at it again. I think this game's won in the trenches on both sides. You have the Eagles' O-line is the best in the league.
Mhm.
The Niners' D-line is probably best in the league.
Right.
And then flip it around, Eagles have an insane D-line, insane. And the Niners got a pretty good O-line with, anchored by Trent Williams. Whoever controls line of scrimmage, I think, just runs away with this. And McCaffrey didn't practice this week. Mitchell didn't practice this week. So it's like they're obviously going to play, but how much is that going to linger into, the run game? Is he going to have to go straight to Brock Purdy's hands in the link night game?
I doubt it, but
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like for San Fran to win this game, and the reason I think I picked him is because I do think that Kyle Shanahan is just on one of the hottest tiers or streaks of calling plays, and like with all those playmakers, it's almost like it's their game to lose, even though they're plus 2.5 right now. It's like if Kyle Shanahan's calling the right plays and they score on their first 2 drives, are they going to get stopped?
here's the
That's
thing.
the
I'm
question.
going to go back to they score in the 2 drives. But I think if they score first
Mhm.
or just score in their first drive, I think that's just huge momentum.
Oh, yeah.
Like Purdy's, definitely lets out a breath of air. Like I can do this. I'm in here now, and we just went down 75 and scored. I think that's probably one of the bigger drives of the game. Obviously, it starts out, but it'll be bigger ones. But I think that starting out fast, I think they got to.
I think both these teams kind of go to early leads the whole season, and then they
The-
kind of hold it.
I think the Eagles have scored a touchdown, like not on every first drive of the year, but like
Damn near.
90% of the first drives,
Probably-
they're scoring a touchdown.
Probably really close, yeah.
Right. So
And
like,
even like the percentage of scoring on like the first 3 drives has to be crazy high. They jumped out to like so many like 21-0 leads, 21-7, like 17-0 leads. It's kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. And I said this earlier. It's like it was like a premonition for this moment. Remember when I said the teams that have the perfect seasons, they never have them games where they really falter in regular season. Everyone, this is going to be that game for the Eagles. Like you said, they always start out fast. Start out
On the
hot.
contrary,
They're not starting out hot this time. Not happening against us.
I have to say though, like the same thing I've been saying about the 49ers. Like, you guys know I love the 49ers. Shanahan's him. I've been preaching it all year. Bro, they're on what now? Like 12-game win streak? Like, I feel the same way about
Keep it
them.
up.
13, I think.
13, like,
going.
Well, because they played the wild card, right? Yeah.
yeah.
how about this? Which team has faced the most adversity this year?
Oh, it's not even a question, the Niners.
And I think that's kind of what Dobbs is saying is that,
No,
you know,
yeah.
like,
Oh,
No,
I-
I'm with you on Shanahan too. Like he's ready to take this. Are you
Fraud.
kidding me? Like he's looking at Sirianni like bitch. Like yeah, bitch. Like let's go.
Damn, are you guys
Like,
all like, are
because
you,
I
you like Shanahan now?
there's something that he's been
kind
robbed.
of.
He
Yeah,
robbed
okay.
himself too many times.
This
he's
isn't-
gonna hit with the uppercut. Are you kidding me?
This
That's
isn't like
how I see it happening.
a slander to Shanahan, but my thing is, if the first half last week, Purdy to me looked very pedestrian, and it's like if the Eagles just apply that same pressure and don't let him get in his, because the issue is when they get in the rhythm, and when the Niners get in the rhythm, that's when I feel like their offense becomes unstoppable. But Purdy looked pedestrian, and like the Eagles are like they're grittier than like they're not dirty, but like you know what I'm talking about. Like they're way more aggressive. I feel like than
Hands
the Cowboys.
in the dirt.
Yeah.
Get after,
So
yeah.
like I feel like if they just don't let Purdy get in his rhythm, I feel like it's just that offense ain't
It's
gonna
all the
run.
run game too,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Well,
I mean,
So that's also what I was gonna say really quick. My bad. I
no,
just
go
don't
ahead, go
forget.
ahead.
I was slandering the McCaffrey trade, and
I was
don't
gonna
get me
bring that
wrong,
up.
as if they don't get it done, I mean he's still gonna be there next year, but it just looks worse. The difference in skill level between Mitchell and McCaffrey is so ridiculous. I know that's like very obvious, but like when you watch them play, it's just like when they hand the ball off to Mitchell, it's like no gain. But then when McCaffrey, it's like always there's some yards, literally always. So it's just crazy.
Well, I was going to bring up the McCaffrey trade too, because like their offense has been exponentially better since they got McCaffrey. And I think Shanahan loves the multi-tool guys, where we saw with Debo a lot too. And now he is like another one and more of a running back actually to do the same kind of stuff with. And dude, it's been really scary, honestly.
McCaffrey's lined up wide, like
A
a lot since
yeah.
he's been back.
Mhm.
Like I've seen him catch like normally when it's 3rd and 3 and you call a slant to your Y,
I know what you're talking
it's a
about.
receiver. But in this case, it's Christian
I know
McCaffrey.
exactly what you're talking about.
And so the thing about that is that I think the advantage the Niners have is being able to score early. I think that's going to be huge. And I think the Philly defense this year has been so good because it's been Slay and Bradbury making a ton of plays. The weakest part about the Philly defense is definitely the run game. Like the linebackers grade very well in coverage. Fletcher Cox is old. He's not the same player he used to be. I haven't seen or heard of Jordan Davis in forever. Like, I don't know what that's going on, but to me, I think if the Niners control the game and make the Eagles play their game, they're going to win. And that's the advantage that they have.
Dude, I just thought like this game is so fucking sick. I love it. Like, oh my God, I love it. Like,
I'm so excited to see Hurts
like
too.
Debo and Ayuk versus Bradbury and Slay. Like, oh my, you can't ask.
That's great.
Let me ask you a
I
question.
won't ask for anything else. I
Like
won't.
Kyler
That's
was saying,
awesome.
This is because I was agreeing with him so much. I just want to say it. This is my thing. I can see the Niners defense matching the physicality of the Eagles offense. I don't know if I can see anybody besides the front four, front five for the Eagles matching that intensity of all 11 people on the Niners offense for a whole game. Like, you think, I mean, the Eagles linebacking core and D-backs are going to come smack them fourth quarter, third quarter.
Darius Slay has never been a good tackler or known to being a great tackler.
Tavares Ward won't be slamming people in the third, fourth quarter.
I don't know if you can.
Tavares Ward was
You know
getting
what I
cooked
mean?
up last week, though. The boys were getting cooked up by CD alone.
Let's look at it the flip side then. The Niners defense versus Philly offense.
4 quarters.
And I'm telling you,
I actually they're not gonna. It's gonna come a lot on Hurts and the receivers too. And I know AJ Brown was pissed last week about not getting the ball. Like, they're gonna have the success running the football, but one, I think it'll be Hurts, not really Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell at all. So I think Hurts gonna have to put on. He's gonna have to run the ball a lot, and he's gonna have to make a lot of good throws.
Mhm.
But I think the throws are gonna be more so open for them.
I can see it.
I was watching this K Adams clip, but in the back half, like back seven or so games, Niners secondary has really struggled. You telling me that the Cowboys don't win that game if they just have one other receiver step up or Pollard doesn't get hurt? Like, they were that
Mhm.
close, you know what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
CD went 10 for 117. Yeah, I know there was like 2 big chunk plays that, got him up to that yardage, but now you got to go Devonta and AJ Brown and Goddard, and like, that's going to be tough. And how do you stop that? Like, I don't know.
I'm not even saying this is an advantage for one or the other, but I think a very underrated matchup in this game is the 49ers defensive line versus the Eagles O-line.
Yeah, it's
Like the two best at their position groups in the league.
You're
Like,
gonna have to get after it.
it's going to be like Bosa. It's going to be very fun to see him go against that O-line, especially interior too. It's going to be a battle.
maybe
Bloodbath.
I don't know.
First, my lot of
I don't know.
tape.
I don't know how healthy Lane Johnson is.
He's questionable, but
he's
gonna play.
But he's gonna play.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, I think I don't
it's
know
gonna
how many
affect his play.
snaps he played last week against the Giants. Because if Johnson's not in and Bosa just goes to the side that Johnson's in, and maybe he's not 100% or whatever, he's probably gonna take advantage of that, and then you worry a little bit. But that's gonna be sick.
I was thinking, I think you're right when you say that the Niners defense, the worst part is the secondary. Like, Tavares Ward's a very good corner, but like, I think the philosophy that the Niners defense have is like, they really are aggressive at the line of scrimmage.
Get
Hufanga
after
really
it.
plays in
Yeah.
the box a lot. He blitzes a lot, and that's kind of where they get their pressure. I think Philly's biggest advantage is Devonta Smith and AJ Brown. Like, if they play the ball outside the numbers, like, those receivers are probably winning almost every play. So I think if Hurts can get the ball out to them often, I see AJ Brown catching like 2 or 3 go routes. Like, pretty easily. Like, they're going to try Tavares Ward a lot, and that's going to be a matchup to highlight and to be looking at. I think Philly can win that game if Devonta is getting 10 catches. If AJ Brown is super efficient, has a ton of yards, like, that's how I see Philly winning this game.
And I wouldn't say like Philly does it a ton, but they do screens a decent amount to like AJ Brown, like quick stuff. And that's not happening against the Niners. So I agree. It's going to have to be like very heavy on the vertical pass game and stuff, like not a lot underneath.
Right.
And then we can move on to the next game after this, or whatever. But I think it's like something tough for the Eagles that they're going to have to face is I don't think Goddard's going to win that matchup with Warner. I just don't see it.
Not
I
at
just
all.
don't- And I love Goddard. He's
He'll win a
very
couple
under.
reps.
CD
He'll
was
win.
not winning the matchup against
That was
Warner.
unreal. No. Seriously, that's probably one of the craziest plays I've seen in a long time. He was on the other side, other gap. fucking ridiculous.
Insane.
Ridiculous stuff
Nobody
by
makes
Warner.
that play. You can't make that play in Madden with a
You
fucking
can't.
safety.
Dog, that is crazy.
He's
That
dead
play.
as a safety playing linebacker that just got swole.
But couldn't you see that as a positive for the Eagles almost, where it takes Goddard out and you're putting Fred Warner, one of the best players on the defense, taking out your tight end? Then you have, Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. You have Travarius Ward guarding him, and then who's the other corner?
I don't know. Is it-
It's not Verrett because he's been hurt.
It's not Mosley, is it? No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have those two guys
Yeah,
that
they
are
are.
alphas.
It's the rookie, isn't it?
Oh,
It's
Demondre
Lenore.
Lenore. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's Demondre Lenore, and I loved him at Oregon.
Yeah,
So,
Oregon.
I would
Yeah.
look at it almost as a positive for the Eagles. Like, Goddard might not be involved that much, but you're taking away one of the best players on their defense on pass plays if
Yeah.
he's got to be guarding him.
Fuck,
No, that
man,
is-
that's gonna be exciting.
It's such a great game. Like this matchup's so fire. Like each team's kind of got their
Each
edges.
side. Oh,
They're gonna have
dude.
to lean on it.
Maybe the most even matchup I've seen in a while.
I think so.
Like, there's a lot of like you can say it's close. Like, oh,
Similar,
That's gonna
honestly,
be-
I'd be
similar play
happy if
styles.
this was like, I know they can't do it, but I'd be happy if this was like a Super Bowl matchup. Like, imagine this was like the big game of the year.
Yeah, this would
But
be
that would be awesome.
exciting.
I mean, conference championship. Like that's kind of what it's about. Like
It is, yeah.
You know, AFC teams playing each other the whole time, and like then they meet for this pinnacle. NFC, these teams have been playing each other. All the NFC teams reached this pinnacle. I thought the Bills Chiefs game last year was like the Super Bowl because like the Bengals
It felt
Rams,
like that,
It
yeah.
felt like that. I think these games.
Well, that was
are
the
gonna
best game of the
feel
year,
like the
for
Super Bowl.
sure.
Like these games are gonna be.
They're
All right.
technically a championship game.
Should we-
They're championship games.
Yeah,
They
we
are.
do.
They are.
There's
Oh,
quick score predictions.
score predictions.
Just to see high low. What are you thinking? Like,
Champions of
is the
half of the
offense gonna
country.
win this or?
You get your half country championship.
No,
then
they
you
have
get shot
good.
the whole country.
Obviously, it's going to be a crazy defensive game too. But like, I think they're still
Too
going to
much
get
offense.
theirs. There's too much offense in this game too. So I'm going to go like a 27-24.
All right. I'll probably go 23-20 Eagles.
Final score.
Yeah.
I go 2017.
Ooh, lower
I'm not
than
gonna
me.
give a final score, but I'm gonna say George Kittle over like 100 yards receiving.
Fire, yeah.
He's
He
gonna go
he
buck.
signed with
He's
Chubby's
gonna
too.
go
So
crazy.
he's copying whatever they put out.
He should thank Purdy. He unlocked him.
He should.
He's been hooping with Purdy.
Yeah.